From the National Weather Service in Raleigh, it's Nick Petro with your routine Monday morning weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. We have some non-routine weather, I should say, today that I want to address right off the bat. Get right to that, and then I'll show you what the setup here is. But basically, there is a slight risk from the Storm Prediction Center and a marginal risk from the Storm Prediction Center across parts of Central North Carolina. You can see that the highest and greatest risk of seeing such storms are basically from Raleigh south and eastward. And the risk of seeing severe weather diminishes as you go further to the northwest. So there's like a northwest to southeast gradient, if you will. Whereas places like, Winston-Salem, for example, and points to the north and west of there should have very little, if any, risk of severe weather. Whereas, the I-85 corridor will see, a marginal risk, a 1 in 5 risk of severe weather. But once you get south of there, it's a 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather. Looks like the best timing for that will be this afternoon through mid-evening. And the expectation, if we do have any severe weather, is that the strongest storms could give us damaging wind gusts to 60 miles per hour and large hail. So just real quick, I thought I'd show the setup, if you will. Now, one thing that catches my eye is that there is some rain moving across the area right now. It's real patchy, real light. It shouldn't really set us back in terms of severe weather potential. But basically, you could see where the warmer air is here, where there's 70s and even low 80s. Severe weather likes warm temperatures, okay? So you can see there, that's why areas from Raleigh south and eastward have the slight risk versus areas to the northwest where it's cooler. In fact, the front is already pushing east of the mountains, the cold front that is the setup for this. So again, if you're somewhere in between here, in this area circled to the west, it's probably just going to be light showers. The area to the east, that's where the best chance for severe weather is. And in between, it's like, okay, well, there could be, the storms will be intensifying in that area in between. So again, can't rule out some severe weather even in that area. But I think what shows it real nicely too are the dew points. You can see clearly showing the dew points clearly differentiates this drier, cooler air mass from this more humid. That the line I just drawn is the actual cold front, and you can see that's what's going to be the mechanism, if you will, for initiating these showers and thunderstorms. And where you get into the juiciest air mass, again, basically from Raleigh south and eastward, that's where the necessary fuel for powerful thunderstorms will be located. So anyway, just wanted to convey why the slight risk is outlined where it is. Okay, so anyway, that's the damaging winds and large hail are the main threats, and again, that's for today from 1 to 9 p.m. All right. So moving on, once that front pushes to our south, it's kind of interesting how we have high pressure and a strong high pressure, a cool high pressure at that. See this big H right here? That is going to deliver some cool air to the east as we head through the week. In fact, it's going to be dry and unseasonably cool on Tuesday. 60s, low 60s in some cases. On Wednesday, that front that's pushing through today will be to our south, and there'll be a couple waves of low pressure moving along it. So there may be enough of a northward push of one of those low pressure waves on the front to our south to give us some rain on Wednesday, but mainly from Highway 64 south. And I'll also point out, given that cool, cloudy air mass, we will struggle to get out of the 50s on Wednesday. In fact, there's a potential for record low maximum temperatures on Wednesday. So you'll need a jacket here on the 11th of May. believe it or the 12th of May. Well, actually 11th too. It's going to be chilly tomorrow, but you'll especially need a jacket for the 11th and 12th of May. So anyway, that's probably one of the big news stories for the week. It'll stay continued cool Thursday and Friday. And again, anytime we have a boundary to our south in May, there's a potential for low pressure waves to ride along it that could deliver us some rain. We'll see. But if you're south of the triangle, that's where Thursday and Friday you'll have the best chance for rain. And right now, this upcoming weekend looks to be dry. You'll see the high pressure over us. I did note some of the models did try to hint that a backdoor front may try to move through. And that would bring rain back to the forecast. Right now, we have it advertised as dry. If you have plans, outdoor plans this upcoming weekend, be sure to check back as we head through the week. And of course, we do offer the Thursday briefing as well before we head into the weekend. All right, so somewhat of a unsettled week, if you will, and lots to talk about. So anyway, in terms of rainfall amounts, we'll see anywhere from a ½ inch to 1 inch of rain with today's thunderstorms. Obviously, the places that see the highest rain amounts will be associated with the strongest thunderstorms. And that's why we think the strongest thunderstorms are going to be south and east of Raleigh. So that's why on that map there for today, you see east of I-95. That's where the heaviest rain amounts will be. Looks like Tuesday should be dry. There is some little painted green there, but that's very, very light trace amounts almost. Wednesday, you'll notice that the best chance for rain is south of Highway 64. It'll be pretty light. And then same story for Thursday and Friday. Southeast of the triangle, there's an opportunity for some very light rain, less than a ½ inch if we get any at all. And then again, there's a lot of uncertainty for this weekend. Our official forecast is dry, but the rainfall maps suggest that if that backdoor front does come, okay, then we'd be looking at some light amounts, less than a ½ inch. So no real major rainmaker other than what occurs with thunderstorms today. When you add up 7-day totals, we're looking at anywhere from a ½ inch across the northwestern portions of central North Carolina to 1.5 inches across the southeast portions of central North Carolina. All right. This is the excessive rainfall or flash flood outlook. And right now, no flash flood concerns with the rain. It's supposed to be mainly light. Okay, and then it looks like for severe thunderstorms, this week at a glance would suggest that, today is really the only day in the next 5 to 7 days where we have a risk for severe thunderstorms. Okay, so today is the severe thunderstorm potential. And then as we head through the rest of the week, we're going to be on the cool side of the boundary, which is, is certainly not good for severe thunderstorms. So today is our main severe thunderstorm threat day for this briefing period. As we head into the following week, the Climate Prediction Center is predicting above normal temperatures for us, which is nice because this week is below normal. So we'll rebound apparently to above normal for the following week. Okay. All right. So that wraps it up for today's briefing. Basically, again, watch out for those strong thunderstorms today. And looks like locations, all of central North Carolina could see severe storms, but the greatest risk is south and east of the Triangle region for the strongest storms today, which could produce wind gusts of 60 miles per hour and large hail. The rest of the briefing period, basically the highlight is cool, particularly Tuesday and Wednesday, and really even Thursday and Friday are going to be all cooler than normal. Wednesday, we're going to have a risk for record low max temps, with temps struggling to get out of the 50s, believe it or not. And there could be some light rain any of those days, but it'll be mainly south and east of the Triangle. Okay, and again, check back later this week if you have outdoor plans for this upcoming weekend. Right now, we're showing it dry, but there is some weather systems around that could change that. Okay, so there's your there is your outlook, and this is very important. If you go to our webpage, if you haven't been there already, weather.gov/Raleigh, you'll see in our news headlines that this week is both National and North Carolina's Hurricane Preparedness Week, May 9th through the 15th. So, this is a great time to click on these links and learn about hurricane preparedness. Now, I bet a lot of us on this webinar probably are pretty in tune with hurricane preparedness, right? This is our job to help keep people safe. But please be sure to share this with folks in your sphere of influence, including family members, and colleagues who may not be as in tune with the weather as we are. But just remind folks that, yeah, we're in early May, but the hurricane season is right around the corner. So now is the time to prepare. Let's not wait until the first storm forms and everybody's rushing to get things prepared or building their plan. Let's do it now. And on our webpage, if you click the link I just showed on the news headlines, that'll take you to this page, which offers lots of tips and suggestions and focus for each day of the week on what we should be doing to prepare for the hurricane season, like determining your risk, like developing an evacuation plan if you live in a flood-prone area, like assembling disaster supplies, getting an insurance checkup, strengthening your home, making sure it's ready to withstand high winds, helping your neighbors out, and then putting all this down on a written plan. Why go through all those steps if you don't have it written, so you have an outline of what to do? And we're also trying to educate folks about storm surge, high winds, inland flooding, tornadoes, and rip currents too along the process. So be sure to click on these tabs. To each day's focus is here and demonstrated and shown, and just try to help us pass this information along. Download this stuff. Feel free to repost this on your social media sites. All this stuff you're welcome to download and use to help us spread the word. If you click on the National Hurricane Preparedness link, the second from the top, that'll take you to the National Hurricane Preparedness Week webpage. And I'll tell you what would be really helpful. If you're looking for something to post on your social media pages, just click on this social media plan. And there's actual pre-made Facebook and Twitter content here that you can download and post that's really, really helpful. So just want to encourage folks to just help us get the word out. There's just tons of information out here, but in the midst of, obviously today we have to focus on the severe weather threat. But as we get into the middle of the week, when it's we're sitting around bundled up because it's so chilly for May, and looking for something to help to do, think about Hurricane Preparedness Week and helping us spread the word and get this information out so we can educate the folks. We're all in hurricane-prone areas, so let's take the opportunity to get folks ready. All right. So that is our weekly briefing for Central North Carolina. And thanks again for those who are with us live and for those who watch it after the fact on YouTube.